don't feel like home, the harder twilight pulls at me, the less I wanna go. They say that all the streets of heaven are paved with gold. That's just a hurry up us folks that get too old. Time gets me wound up like a cloud. Time will just run out with love I know. Time gets you wound up like a clock inside your head. It's you spin in your own wheel. Losing what you found, with finding out that's what you need. Time's gonna teach you how it feels. I know your father's watching, saving me a place right by his side. You don't like to hear that kind of talk.
Check 1, 2, 2.
Don't make it hard for me to go. Don't make it hard for me. This house has seen some 50 years, atop the same old soil. But houses aren't just houses, child. It's people are what's loyal. You'll see that love's the only thing we've got to show. Time will just run out, but love I know. Time gets you wound up like a clock inside your head. Time gets you spinning your own wheels. And when you think that there different point of view. If I have to look at things that don't include you, I have to look at things in an ordinary way. 'Cause that's how I got by. For you, babe, that's how I got by. That's how I got by for you. I guess I'll have to find a place that doesn't leave you. 'Cause you're not lying here beside me. It's a cold spot to fill. I have to see if I can live with only half a heart. 'Cause that's how I got by at the start. That's how I got by. That's how I got by for you. Back then the sky didn't make music, no, no. And the moon had no glow, no, no. Had I known I couldn't lose it. This is one love I chose not to know.
I think I hear it.
How did
Do you hear it? Yeah, that's.
can't remember how I lived before he showed me how. If a wounded bird can rest until it's hidden by the night, in this darkest hour, I might be alright. That's how I
and gentlemen, please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing for the national anthem and Oceanside's alma mater. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now singing the national anthem and our alma mater will be the symphonic choir, concert chorus, and the vocal ensemble. The words to Oceanside's alma mater can be found on the back cover of the program. Thank you. You may be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce the principal of Oceanside High School, Ms. Geraldine DiCarlo.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 116th graduation at Oceanside High School. To all parents and relatives of today's graduates, please, at the conclusion of the ceremony, kindly meet your son or daughter beyond the fence towards the high school. Thank you. At this time, we will hear choral selections from our senior choral members, symphonic choir, concert chorus, and vocal ensemble directed by Mr. George Grossman, Mrs. Lynn Garcia, Ms. Alexandrina Liahu. Thank you so very much. It is now my pleasure to introduce the class of 2019 salutatorian, Madison Kalman.
Hello and welcome, all seniors, family, teachers, and administrators. I'd like to start by thanking everyone for coming and for the support you all have offered throughout our school years. Support is instrumental in completing high school, especially when the work and stress begin to pile up. Personally, I know for a fact that I wouldn't be standing here without my parents, my family, and many of my teachers' help. Thankfully, though, we're all here and are about to start a new chapter in our lives. So one thing that I've been reflecting on while preparing for the future is a quote from Lyndon B. Johnson, which states, "Books and ideas are the most effective weapons against intolerance and ignorance." This is the ideal time to stress this concept, as right now, we're all faced with this enormous opportunity to broaden our horizons. We're about to meet people from places we've never heard of and with ideas that may be completely foreign to us. And, as scary as this may sound, we'll likely be better off after all these interactions, especially if it dispels some narrow-minded worldview we may hold. Along with that, we can't feign ignorance anymore about the issues surrounding us today, particularly when it comes to global issues. We have the tools at our disposal to educate ourselves on this type of issue, so by no means should we ignore it. I hope that you can all choose the more challenging path in the future, where maybe you can take a class outside of your comfort zone, as challenge makes us stronger. It's a choice that each one of us needs to make. We must decide whether to remain content in our ignorance or to strive to learn more and understand the things that affect our daily lives, even if we aren't aware of it. I know for sure which one I'll choose, and my hope is that everyone here will choose the latter. Please always reject intolerance and keep learning and growing. Only once we do these things can we build ourselves a better future. And before I end my speech, I'd like to give a special thank you to my teachers, Ms. Hall and Mr. Silber. So, with that, congratulations, class of 2019, and peace out.
Thank you, Ms. Kalman. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Superintendent of Oceanside School District, Dr. Phyllis Harrington.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It is with a tremendous sense of pride that I stand before you as superintendent of our amazing school district and get this cherished opportunity to address the graduating class of 2019. I welcome our students, proud parents, supportive faculty and staff, invited guests, and of course, our Board of Education that makes all of this possible each and every year. Oceanside Schools, anchored together by purpose, passion, and people. To our graduates moving on to the next leg of your journey, I ask that you remember that having a purpose in life is much more than leaving things to destiny. As American orator William Jennings Bryan reminds us, destiny is not a matter of chance, it is a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for, it is a thing to achieve. I am confident with the gifts and talents I have personally observed in the recent years, each of you will be able to achieve whatever you determine will be your pathway. Success, in whatever way you choose to define it, will be yours for the taking. It will be equally as important as you travel on this journey that you find your passion and make that essential theme of all that you do. Some of you may have already determined what you are passionate about. Others may be waiting for the defining aha moment to comfortably admit that in fact this is your passion. My hope is that each of you can turn that passion into your life's work. As Maya Angelou has stated, keep in mind that making a living is not the same as making a life. And finally, the third theme of this guiding principle focuses on people. At the end of the day, it is most important that the relationships you have already formed and those that you are soon to be created are what matters most. Remember that in all relationships, the least important word is I. The most important word is we. The two most important words are thank you, and the three most important words are all is forgiven. Four important words are what is your opinion? Five most important words are you did a great job. And finally, the six most important words are I want to understand you better. Understanding people, respecting each other's contribution, and the desire to place value on people will be lessons learned that will transcend all aspects of your journey. Relationships matter. My final hope is that you move forward with the desire to be lifelong learners. Remember, if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. But if you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. This year, we are focused on sailing to success. Remember that to reach your destination, you can't change the direction of the wind, but you can adjust the sails. So as you leave the comfort of the Oceanside schools and head towards your new destination, please keep in mind that you will always remain a member of this amazing community where we are anchored by purpose, passion, and people. I wish you all smooth sailing. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Harrington. Please welcome the class of 2019 valedictorian, Natalie Hassong.
Thank you, Mrs. DiCarlo. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and Devong, friends and family, teachers, students, and most of all, graduates of the class of 2019. First of all of us want to say thank you. I wouldn't be standing here giving this speech, and you wouldn't be sitting here graduating if it wasn't for our parents, teachers, coaches, and everyone who helped us get to this point. So thank you to everyone who has made these last 4 years unforgettable. At first, I was supposed to come up here and say something deep about life or the journey that lies ahead. But quite honestly, I don't feel qualified to stand up here and give advice to you. Like pretty much all teenagers, I have a chronic case of procrastination, stay up way too late, and have a minor phone addiction, and fuel myself with coffee from the cow. When I first came to OHS, I was terrified. I had heard stories of high school, horrible tales of homework, late nights, and teachers that devoured their failing students. And with the exception of the cannibalistic teachers, my fears were justified. And by the end of the first week, I was already worried sick about my grades and freaking out about my social status, or more accurately, the lack thereof. But thankfully, as the days went by, I realized that high school wasn't actually as scary as I had imagined it to be. For many of us, it was full of hard work and sleep deprivation, but it was also a time of fun with friends at football games, battle, sports night, learning to drive, followed by daily competition for the parking spots, and bonding with teammates over wins and over losses. Now, those of you that have spent approximately more than 5 minutes with me know that I love Harry Potter. And I was reminded of this obsession last week when I received a letter written by 8th grade me. And this letter was quite possibly the most middle school letter I've ever read, with a full page dedicated to my devastation over One Direction's recent breakup. But hidden in this middle school nonsense was a Harry Potter quote that I had completely forgotten about, and it's actually perfect for this occasion. Harry receives a gift from Dumbledore, engraved with the words, "I open at the close." How appropriate for our graduation. As the door closes on our high school years, another one opens, leading to our future and what we can become. I encourage us all not to live and linger in the past, but to burst through this open door leading to the rest of our lives. Class of 2019, today is bittersweet, but it is only just the beginning. So I leave you with the wise words of Ariana Grande. Oceanside, thank you, next.
Thank you, Mrs. Song. Please welcome your senior class president, Angelina Fusilli.
Years ago, we began our journey through the Oceanside education system. It is hard to believe that we are the same little kids from back then, graduating today. It feels like just yesterday we were waking up at 4 a.m. to get a spot in the first lot and making sure our first day shirts were perfect. We blinked and now we are here. We did it, class of 2019. We did it. When I introduced myself as class president at the opening assemblies, I said that we would not lose Battle of the Classes. Well, although we did not accomplish that goal, there are so many other things to sit here and be proud of. We got to decorate our caps this year. Oceanside High School donated to the American Cancer Society, Glamour Girls, Oceanside Community Service, Long Island Birthday Wishes, Save the Children, Sunrise Day Camp, Autism Society of America, Make-A-Wish, Oceanside Council of PTA, UNICEF USA, and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. All of these donations totaled over $11,000. Senior talent shines in academics, athletics, and the arts, and we showed everyone how supportive Oceanside schools have been in helping us pursue our individual passions. We won't realize how grateful we should be until we're sitting in our parents' place watching our own children graduate. Charles Darwin once said, "It is not the strongest of species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the ones most responsive to change." Seniors, being able to learn besides you has given me such confidence that we will be a class to remember. I am confident that we will all become successful individuals in life, our careers, and beyond. No matter your path, you will succeed. You're all such intelligent, charismatic, and loving people, and I have absolutely loved getting to know you all. I would like to take a moment to thank all of the teachers, administrators, and faculty members that we have encountered throughout our time here. Without them, we certainly would not be standing here today. To our family and friends, thank you for your constant encouragement to be better and do better. You really inspire us all. We have made memories together that are etched into our minds forever. And lastly, to our parents. Although we have called you annoying more times than we would like to admit, we truly would not be the people we are today without you. Thank you to all the parents out there for raising such wonderful human beings that I've had the privilege to grow next to. To the class of 2019, on a personal note, I am honored that you chose me to lead our class this year, and I will never forget you all. Now go out there and make OHS proud. Take risks, remember it's okay to fail, but always get up and keep trying. Just remember, we are anchored here together and we will be anchored here forever. Congratulations, and I wish you the best of luck on your future endeavors. I would now like to invite the President of the Board of Education, Ms. Sandy Scholl, to the podium for the presentation of the senior class gift. Our senior class gift will be split into two parts. 50% will go towards our Senior Humanitarian Fund, and 50% will go towards continuing efforts to beautify OHS. Ms. Sandy Scholl, on behalf of the class of 2019, please accept our gift.
like Mary Poppins. Good afternoon, students, families, faculty, and other guests. Let me begin by saying what an honor it is for me to be invited to speak to you on this very special day. Graduation speeches have been in the news quite a bit recently. The first one that caught my attention, and maybe yours as well, was when billionaire technology investor and philanthropist Robert E. Smith spoke at Morehouse College's graduation. Mr. Smith pledged to pay off student loan debt for the entire graduating class to the tune of about $40 million. Well, that's not this speech. The second speech that I heard about was by a student in North Dakota who used the Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper song Shallow from the movie A Star is Born as the basis for her speech to her class. She changed the words of the song to fit what she wanted to say to her classmates, and she belted it out in a beautiful voice. This is not that kind of graduation speech. The third commencement speech I heard about was delivered in West Virginia by a high school principal who was later found to have plagiarized his speech to the graduates. Yes, you heard that right, but wait, as the famous commercial says, there's more. Who do you think was the speaker that the high school principal cribbed from? If you're thinking it was Abraham Lincoln or Mother Teresa, you'd be wrong. It was the actor Ashton Kutcher. Mr. Kutcher gave a fine talk at the 2013 Teen Choice Awards. He is a very talented and articulate individual, which is more perhaps than we might be able to say about the West Virginia high school principal. Needless to say, it is not that kind of graduation speech either. Graduation speeches are tough. It's a humbling thing to stand in front of several hundred young people and try to tell them anything. As young adults, you have minds of your own. And if we've done our job as a school district, you are well on your way to being independent thinkers. That's good news for you, but it makes the job of a speaker a bit daunting. That's how I came to the topic of perfection. We all want to succeed, to be good at what we do, and to be recognized for it, to feel pride in our achievements. But sometimes we get a little carried away with ourselves and our attempts to do everything just so. The digital content providers need clicks, so there's a never-ending supply of 10 tips for perfect hair, perfect clothes, and precisely groomed eyebrows. The career advice is endless too. How to set up your LinkedIn profile and have the right amount of engagement to impress all of your connections while still finding time to sleep. We don't just eat. We want superfoods that will cure diseases, be easy to prepare, and taste good too. Does anybody go to the restaurant anymore without reading reviews? And who buys anything without doing research? And then there's parenting advice. How to talk so kids will listen. How to listen so kids will talk. How to walk, talk, and chew gum at the same time while helping your child make the diorama at midnight because said child waited until 9 p.m. to tell you about the big event at school the next day. How to save $1 bazillion for college and still have enough left over for the therapy fund in case you didn't quite nail all the parenting advice. It's understandable that we want to get it right. We don't want to waste our money, eat a lousy meal, end up in the wrong job or career, fail our children, or worst of all, walk around with ungroomed eyebrows. There's a dark side, however, to all of this perfection. For one thing, perfection isn't perfect. According to the World Health Organization, a record number of young people worldwide suffer from serious depression and anxiety disorders. Research points to the possible culprit, the excessive standards to which young people today hold themselves. This is an outgrowth of the way our society defines and measures success, and the mistaken notion that our appearance, our status, or our possessions reflect our worth as human beings. Many young people expect that things, including themselves, should be perfect and are striving to attain it. Considering the booming business in plastic surgery, I am sure that the quest for perfection is not confined to young people. But the evidence suggests that this generation that has most recently come of age and is still unfolding is particularly affected. The irony is that perfection is as imperfect as anything else we try to measure and quantify. The very definition of perfection is something that cannot be made better. Yet, if that were true, then we'd never break Olympic records, improve on scientific knowledge, or come up with better ways to groom eyebrows. Perfection is a moving target, and with 7.5 billion people on Earth, it's virtually impossible to be the best at anything. You might be thinking, tell that to all the Olympic athletes. Tell that to the founders of little companies that grew into billion-dollar corporations, or to the inventors, the builders, the researchers, the surgeons, and the artists, and so on. All of that remarkable success. Tell them it's impossible to be the best. And yes, you would have a very good point. But I would say in return that there's only one Serena Williams. There's only one Bill Gates. And I would also venture to say that while they no doubt had big dreams, they would be dissatisfied with the phenomenal success they achieved if they had measured themselves by the standard of perfection and held it out as the only goal worth reaching. Because that kind of pinnacle is a long time coming, and it doesn't last. Instead, they did what drove them. They devoted themselves to what they loved doing, what they would have kept doing even if they hadn't risen to the epic levels that they did. They found fulfillment in the process. Of course, results are important, but what a plodding life it would be to only live for the day that we could say, Eureka. Here's another irony of perfection. It's boring. Sure, we all love those velvety voice singers and the ones with the 5-octave range. But if everyone sounded like that, we'd be missing out on the artists whose imperfect gravelly voices touch our hearts. Where would music be without the musician who lack perfection but excel in creativity, who break all the rules to astound our ears, who do things differently, not in spite of their talent, but because they lack the ability to be the next somebody else. Instead, they succeed by being themselves. This is true in every area of aspiration. One day, a person with a mole on their face, a crooked smile, and a larger than average nose is turned away by every modeling agency, and suddenly they're the inspiration of a talented photographer and the face on every billboard. Human achievement requires error, flaws, and failure. One of the concepts employed in our school district science curriculum is failing forward. The idea is that anything worth doing is worth messing up a few times because the experience we gain from our mistakes grooms us for success. The ubiquitous Post-it notes that we all use were invented by mistake. The microwave oven, the pacemaker, and penicillin were all happy accidents. I could go on to name dozens of discoveries that were not the result the inventor was seeking. It takes an open and flexible mind to snatch success from the jaws of failure, to take another look at the mishap and to pull it out of the trash and say, hey, wait a second. You can't do that if you're searching for perfection and beating yourself up for your limitations. So if I can offer you any advice at all, it's this. Forget about perfection. Stop comparing yourself to others. Quit scrolling and imagining how everyone else's so-called perfect life stacks up against yours. Be the best you. Seek inspiration, curiosity, and fulfillment in doing what you love. There's a Japanese concept known as wabi-sabi, which is a worldview centered on acceptance of transscience and imperfection. Nothing lasts forever, so learn to go with the flow. Cultivate self-awareness, recognize that we're all muddling through this crazy ride of life, and strive to live in the moment. The only perfection is in accepting and learning to love imperfection. So if you're ever called upon to give a graduation speech, don't try to write the perfect one. Instead, pay everyone's college tuition, belt out a song, or at the very least, don't plagiarize from Ashton Kutcher. On behalf of the Board of Education, I congratulate you for reaching this milestone in your life and wish you all the best as you move forward in your life's journey. And always remember, once a sailor, always a sailor.
Thank you, Angela Fusili and Mrs. Sandy Scholl, President of the Board of Education. It is my honor to introduce my colleague, the Principal of Oceanside Castleton, Dr. Brandon Mitchell.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Brendan Mitchell and I'm the proud principal of Oceanside Castleton. A special thanks to Principal DiCarlo for allowing me the chance to celebrate this night with all of you. Tonight we have the opportunity to recognize all that you have accomplished over the last 13 years. It is a moment for you to reflect on what you've learned, both inside and outside of the classroom, and to dream about what is next. It's the chance to share these stories that have shaped your years here, and to laugh and to cry with the friends that you've made. There's no doubt you'll hear plenty of words tonight that acknowledge your hard work, as well as your determination that you have shown, and your perseverance through adversity and struggle. This is a critically important message, that you have the ability to navigate these pressures and to balance life's expectations. You've learned that life was not always perfect, and that unexpected challenges emerged, and yet you still found a way to get to this finish line. However, there is another message that you should take away from tonight. It's important for you to know that for as much as we recognize your ability to overcome life's challenges, you must also remember that it is still okay to ask for help when you need it. It's okay to ask for help finding a classroom on campus next year. It's okay to ask for help when you're looking for a job. It's okay to ask for help when life seems a bit overwhelming. Sometimes it's this knowledge that we forget as we grow older. This message should become clear, however, when you look at this crowd around you. You are surrounded by an amazing network of help that is this Oceanside community. You have family, friends, teachers, and classmates that are here to support you still well beyond tonight's celebration. So to the class of 2019, do not be afraid to go into this world and ask the questions that need answering, fix the problems that need solving, and help those who need helping. We have no doubt you will do great things. Just remember that we're here for you along the way. Thank you and congratulations.
Mrs. Scholl, will you please join me at the podium? It is my honor to introduce to you the Oceanside High School class of 2019, starting with the presentation of the first diplomas to the students who are on the dais. Valedictorian, Natalie Hissong. Salutatorian, Madison Kalman. Senior Class President, Angelina Fusilli. Senior Class Vice President, Kristen Babel. Senior Class Secretary, Madison Caston. Senior Class Treasurer, Elisa Colon. Senior Shared Decision-Making Representative, Irene Cavadias. GEO President, Kimberly Williams. GEO Secretary, Kristen Sorio. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Harrington, Superintendent of Schools, to the podium to help distribute the diplomas to the class of 2019, beginning with our honor grads. Will the first row please stand?
Allison Abbey, Taylor Adler, Arij Ahmed, Kevin Artis, Jathel Bayawa, Jillian Bloom, Lauren Boudreau, Justin Brooks, Victor Buckley, Jack Candiotti, Chelsea Cassio, Alexandria Casella, Tiffany Chow, Justin Chacoy, Brianna Casante.
Rebecca DeBellis, Madeline DiDomenica, Katie Donaldson, Ryan Dowling, Gabby DeBuda, Molly Eisenberg, Sarah Engelman, Sarah Evener, Liam Fager, Angelina Fazio, Emily Feinberg, Peter Folius, Madison Forte, Olivia Gilmartin, Rebecca Goldfarb.
Jesse Goldstein. Keep going. Michelle Gomez. Janice Gomez Cobb. Amanda Gonzalez. Catherine Gorez. Samantha Greco. Vanessa Hertig. Olivia Hagan. Maxine Heitz. Caitlin Hennig. Alyssa Heidemann. Alexa Horn. Alexander Impastato. Vishal J. Prashad. Danielle James.
Grace Jew, Mary Justin. Andrew Keller. Alexis Kessler. Caitlin King. Ava Kirschner. Christina Kuroki. Samantha Koval. Timothy Lee. Valerie Levine. Jamie Lynn. Nicholas Lebrano. Kelly Madden. Colin Mangan. Isabella Marchand.
Alexa Marculi. Marissa Mastropieri. Nicholas Morrow. John Mayers. Haley McKinley. Elizabeth McGrath. Marissa Mezaraka. Robert Mizak. Anjali Mohan. Katie Morgan. Emily Meyer. Palula Naranjo. Colleen O'Keefe. Ivana Ortega. James Palmieri.
Stephanie Panamino. Devang Patel. Anna Marina Pavlu. Gina Pepe. Gabriella Piacentino. Isabella Pacillo. Haley Postel. Victoria Prendergast. Rebecca Provler. Timothy Radke. Jake Romalo. Anthony Ranieri. Isabella Ranieri. Justin Rich. Jenna Rothstein.
Erin Rohan. Christina Rugolo. Jacob Sanchez. Andrea Scaglione. Julia Scaglione. Nicola Scaglione. Harrison Schmidt. Rebecca Schrager. Gianna Scaramamano. Ashley Segura. Melina Soreo. Eric Shapiro. Faith Scheinberg. Grace Snyder.
Hannah Southard. I got her. Tony Raquel Spoda. Megan Stock. Thanai Stupas. Allison Stewart. Nadia Tariq. Samuel Tomasello. Emmanuel Trauma. Teddy Sakos. Alexander Utrecht. Casey Walsh. Victoria Ward. Devora Yonk. Shane Zaccoli.
Dia Zhang. Alexandria Acero. Michaela Agid. Lucia Alamia. Matthew Altman. Leo Alvarez. Samantha Amber. Kyle Ambruzzo. Asadullah bin Amir. Joseph Amir. Thomas Andrioli. Jonathan Anjuar. Nicole Artega.
Liam Artis. Ketiana Augustin. Rebecca Oriama. Nicholas Autorimo. Christina Bacon. Jesse Baez. Osman Bagon. Noah Barish. Robert Barnett. Barbara Barrios. Quentin Bartelt. Jack Berkman. Sloan Bittner. Gianna Bloom. Christina Borum.
Lauren Boschert. May Brintouch. Zachary Bronberg. Dylan Burgos. Isabella Burke. Samuel Burns. Olivia Burnside. Empress Cadet. Clay Calderon. Arcadia Calamaro. Connor Calkin. Edwin Caldenara Canella.
Angela Corona. Leasia Carpenter. Christopher Cassio. Daniel Cassio. Jillian Cassio. Jolene Castro. Joseph Cavero. Matthew Champagne. Daniel Charno. Christy Chmielewski. Mateo Chumpitas. Ante Sindrick. John Citarella. Fedley Clark. Jessica Cochiola.
Alyssa Colon. Christina Colucci. Tori Conroy.
Dolan. Jake Dasha. Sabrina Duckworth. Savannah Duckworth. Got it. Joel Echeverria Garcia. Logan Eckstein. Amanda Eidelman. Noah Eisel. Gabriela Esposito.
That's all. Oh. Melanie Estevez. Timothy Evans. Tara Farrell. Brendan Fian. Dominique Fiorello. Daniel Fishman. Ryan Fishman. Nicholas Fiamara. Rachel Fleissig. Owen Flood. Jack Forbes. Sabrina Foster. Brett Fowler. Anthony Francos.
Tomas
Mariah
Frias.
Esquenazi. Everett Hart.
Mark Friedman. Angela Gagliardi. Alexandra Garcia. Matthew Garcia. Anthony Giannino. Alexandra Geely. Chelsea Gilbert. Carly Gillespie. Helen Gluckman. Manuel Gonzalez Martinez. Brooke Golston. Jillian Gretsch. Frankie Greco. Kiana Green.
Aaron Greenberg. Michaela Gross. Owen Jives. Daniel Haggerty. Victoria Hanlon. Joshua Harnisher. Nicholas Hartafellis.
Back to your seat. Yep.
Anthony Hernandez. Luke Hickam. Patrick Hurt. Ryan Hong. Christian Howard. Ryan Isaacson. Elijah James. Parker Jurgis.
Hold up, my friends. You're gonna shake all these hands this way. Rafael Jimenez. Spencer Yurgolowicz. Joshua Kavanaugh. Dean Keener. Joseph Quiche. Sarah King. Sophia Kolinovic. Jillian Castle. Juliana Kovitz. Rick Krefsky. Charles Kreuzberg. Alexis Laso. Alexa Lake. James Lapadula.
Paul LaStella. Jake Lazaro. Tommy Lee. Christopher Lair. Jesse Leidner. Sarah Levine. Colby Levitt. Franco Lagozo. Frank Lagozo. Jenna Lagozo. Nicholas Lopiccolo. Samantha Lorelli. Randy Lorenzo. Sylvia Lutz. Alan B. Lyson.
Kyle Madden. Ariel Maymon. Cesario Malde. Edward Manoni. John Marcantonio. Samuel Marino. Oh, thank you so much. Good luck. Kevin Marshall. Matthew Martinez. Michael Mascol. Vincent Matarisi. Luke McDade. Maggie McGarry. Justin McKeegan. Rebecca McKeegan. Connor McNally.
Jamie Mecca. Brianna Medina. Brittany Mayer. Dennis Menachino. Kristen Milbank. Michael Milberg. Lauren Miller. Dylan Milo. Jeffrey Mizrachi. James Molnar. J.R. Mooney. Michaela Morgan. Victoria Moy. Christian Muller.
Yay, Michaela. Kristen Nash. John Natoli. Mary Ray Nydecker. Erica Nielsen. Giselle Ocasio. Megan O'Reilly. Samuel Orner. Sander, sorry Mom. Sander Orner. Connor O'Sullivan. Elizabeth Alexia Papadonio. Anthony Perella. Ritik Patel. TJ Pellegrino. Nicole Pepe. Robert Peralta. Peyton Persad.
Ryan Phillips. Brian Pod. Alexandra Policastro. Brandon Primiano. Jillian Quadrino. Alberto Cazada. Andriana Ramirez. Christopher Ramirez. Alexandra Randazzo. Austin Randazzo. Walter Reese. Jake Ryer. Nicole Riccatoni. Rachel Ring.
Sebastian Rios. Aileen Rivera Quintanilla. Tajay Robinson. So glad to see you. I miss you too. Juan Rodriguez. Natalie Rodriguez. Carolyn Rosamilia. Anthony Rosario. Grayson Rosen. Christina Ruggiano. Kenneth Russo. Ariella Sabag. Kayla Sabag. Darlene Salcedo. Emily Sanchez.
Chandler Santos. Mohammed Saud. Giovanni Scandifido. Noah Scott. Joseph Senna. Brian Sang. Jordan Sheehan. Jacqueline Stamler. Christopher Siklis. Brian Silva. Dylan Silva. Sage Simmons. Jesse Simon. Skyla Simhauser. Jordan Snyder.
Gabriel Soares. Dimitra Sophokli. Christiana Stanzioni. Robert Stadler. Alexandra Stein. Matthew Stewart. Valerie Stokes. Nicole Stupas. Ashley Strobing. Grace Stewart. Evan Swerdloff. William Such. Paul Taffler. Joseph Tafuri. Cameron Tate Satal.
Joshua Turnin. Kayla Torres Felipe. Matthew Teresi. Isabella Tripodi. Frank Trotta. Brett Turner. Snowy Ulch. Jenna Valentine. Julian Valerio. Caitlin Valukas. Arthur Velasquez. Jayleanne Velasquez. Bianca Vela.
Cameron Ventura. Andrew Villalba. Austin Vlahakis. Theodore Walcott. Max Wasserman. Michael Waters. Nicole Weber. Joseph Wynn. Brianna Yobes. Aliyah Zhang. Sam Rupp.
Check, check.
Jennifer. Jennifer Reeves.
At this time, I would like to acknowledge the people who have worked diligently to make this graduation a success. A huge thank you to Dr. Paul Gazzone, Associate Principal and Director of Guidance, along with his secretary, Leslie Raymond, for putting together this entire ceremony. Our music teachers, Mr. Michael Vetter, Mr. George Grossman, Ms. Alexandrina Liehu, and Mrs. Lynn Garcia. Senior class advisors, Ms. Deanna Confredo and Ms. Jennifer Wolf. Thank you to our custodial staff and B&G led by Bobby Schloth. Our security staff led by John McGrain. The teaching staff and associate principals, Mr. Keith McKeel and Mrs. Joelle Mazin. A special thank you to Oceanside High School staff members who are retiring this year. Please stand if you're here when I call your name. Audrey Tenenhouse, our Grand Marshal, with us 15 years. Annie O'Hara, 25 years. Gabrielle Hoffman, 30 years. Karen Handrakis, 31 years. Carol Morano, 31 years. Marla Kilfall, 30 years. And Lori Spector, 30 years. Please give them a large round of applause. I would like to recognize those faculty members who have taken part in today's graduation. Please stand. Thank you all for participating. On behalf of the administration and students, thank you. At this time, I ask you to please march off the field. To the class of 2019, it has truly been my honor to have worked with such an amazing group of young men and women and to be part of this momentous occasion. Before I conclude this ceremony, I wish to leave you with just one